Record. We're being sent to YouTube. Come on, do it. Why it's going? Oh, I forgot my power just came on. That's why it's going so slow. Here we go. All righty, kids. Welcome. We are here after all. We are here after all, folks. It was all a lie. It was a dream. I went online and said I was going to be here. I had power issues in my neighborhood in Los Angeles, but it came on at 106. So we're here. So welcome to GH Media Spotlight here on GLJ Media, your number one source for GH content, reactions. And it's me and Frank Moran.
Hey, the LA power grid would not deny you, James.
I know. I was screaming at it and everything. I was like, you come on. I was like, you program. We don't have time for this shit. And it came on. It was like really weird. It's like when you shake the box or hit the TV, it works all of a sudden. It's crazy. But we are here talking about General Hospital as we are gearing into a very interesting week that was in Port Charles. But first, like Julie Chen Moonves, but first, screw her. There was no YNR or anything today because I had no power. So there was none of that happened today. But I did release the 30th anniversary interview with Miss Michelle, like get that Miss Michelle Stafford. That is out. I can say that 5 times fast. That is out. And people are, I know, please. And I also released today a Daytime Today retcon versus filling in story. It's getting lots of attention. I've been talking to some of you guys online. Yes, so check that out also. Give me your opinion. I love your opinions. Not all of them, but I love them. Check them out. I know, Frank. I'm like, these people get my nerves. But check it out. So those videos are out today. Those are your soap block videos today. Then it's me and Frank. We'll drone on for about an hour or two. And then after that, my chocolate twin, Tony Moore, who will be talking about Days of Our Lives. They have special guest,
Ooh.
Serena Scott Thomas, who I had wrong. I thought it was her sister, Kristen Scott Thomas. Kristen Scott, their sisters in real life. Kristen Scott Thomas, her first movie was Under the Cherry Moon by Prince. She
Wow.
was a co-star in that. And I was like, did Serena do that? I'm like, no, it's her sister who did that. So she's 1 degree from Prince.
Ooh,
Yeah.
nice.
So but that was her sister's first role in a movie. Was that? So you got to get a little bit of It's her first. Oh, there you go. Let's be talking. It was people in the chat room. Yes, you guys saw it. Yeah, guys, come on in. I saw it. Okay, yeah, okay. But they'll be on at 3 o'clock today. It'll be him and Justin. They'll be talking to her and talking about the week that was in Salem. So make sure you check them out. And I'm sure he has a new old thing to say about me on the show as he always does. So we do. Okay, so that's what you need to know. I think that's all you need to know right now. And for those just in the soap world, this Thursday, Tammy Govea and I will be at CBS Television City for YNR's 13,000th episode celebration. I'm very excited.
Ooh.
Oh yeah, so look for some content from that later this week or next weekend.
Are they doing some sort of red carpet as well that you guys are going
Yeah,
to be
doing
at?
a whole thing, as I can't say what it's from. I can tell you off camera, but on camera, yeah, it's a whole red carpet and celebration and proclamation and all kinds of stuff.
Oh,
Stars.
that's very cool.
I gotta find an outfit. I gotta pick an outfit out. I work that out. I'm very excited. Okay, folks, as you see in the thumbnail, as you see in the title, as you saw, I think it was Wednesday's episode. The revelation heard around the world that I will say shocked the F out of me. I have to say, it was more shocking than the Thursday finale of the famous Christina Fly Out the Window episode. That was a shock. That was shock. Remember, that was surprising too. We didn't see that
Yeah.
coming. But this was like something I know I didn't see coming. I'm sure Frank, you didn't see it coming. We
No.
never. My rate, I almost not. I know it's changed. Everybody's going buck wild. I get it. We'll talk about all that in a second. But I have to say, Frank, in the age of them always telling everybody's business and we knowing everything, say, wasn't it wonderful to have such a shock?
It was I was amazed. I was like, how did this? I didn't see anything on, people are putting on whether on various social medias, like if they have little spoilers or hints about stuff to come. There was no hide no hair of any word about this. So,
Yeah.
but boy, lots of thoughts afterwards.
People are now. Here's the thing, folks. We're gonna tell our thoughts, but here's the thing. The one thing that I'm liking about this new regime, they're going right into it. There's no slowing it down. There's no like we'll find out 2 weeks later. It is she told Sasha. Sasha went to Robert right away. Felicia, she went to homegirl went to Felicia. The story came out. Like they're like just they're letting. I thought he had died. I came back. Like they're telling like they're literally not making us wait. The old
No.
regime we waited 4 or 5 years before we found out anything. This one they're like literally saying, "Here, fans. Here's how we're setting this up." So I don't know how do you feel about how fast it's all kind of unfolding?
I'm liking it because I feel like we as friends have been frustrated about the pace on stuff like this. So I mean, it feels like the show it has gotten the message, which is nice. Uh, and it's curious because uh, who knows how long Emma Samms is going to be around for. So that's one of the things too, is that, if she's not around for a long time, then you have no choice but to hit the pedal to the metal on this. And, and to make the most of her, but however long her stay is here this time around, which at least from her past couple ones won't be very long.
Well, I heard she already finished filming. That's what I'd
Oh,
heard. I was sure of
all
that.
right. Well, then there you go.
Yeah, I heard it's like a 3 month stint, but they have plenty of stuff ahead. Um, okay, folks, I can say this part. I can say so. I ran into someone who used to be on General Hospital, and on several others. He's an Emmy winner. He used to be on several shows. I ran into him on Tuesday. I ran into him and Tony Moore on Tuesday in West Hollywood. And if you come to my soap Zoom on Saturday, sign up. I will spill that. I will spill the tea on what he told me about the soaps behind the scenes.
Oh,
Some stuff going on, folks, that you guys have no idea about. And some stuff that's very interessante. So, when I tell you guys on Saturday, it will explain a lot. Actually, will explain a lot. I'll tell you, Frank, after the show. But you guys, you have to come. You have to come to my soap soon to find the tea on that one. See how I did that, folks? But there is stuff going on behind the scenes. So sign up, kids. It's this Saturday, 12 p.m. Pacific, 3 Eastern. Sign up because I have some good tea on this one. And actually, it will explain a lot of stuff, including Emma Samms,
oh,
including
oh.
Phil Hughes, Emma Samms, a bunch of people. So it's going to play a lot of stuff. But I heard Emma Samms is done, that she had filmed her. She's back in England. That's what I heard. So I mean, I'm like, don't super quote me on it, but that's what I'd heard. But it's a play, but they did plenty of scenes for this to play out. That's what I heard.
Interesting. Yeah. I mean, I guess we just jump right into it though.
Yes.
Very surprising, yes. But how did you feel about the surprise?
I was like everybody else. I was like, okay. No, but see, I'm a regular person, folks, not a fanatic. I'm like, let's see how they explain it. I was shocked. No, I was totally shocked. I think I think I messaged you so like, oh my god, this week is already got something like whatever. But I was like, I was shocked. And then Tammy Govea watches your hospital. She texts me, "What in the what?" And then so we were like, so,
Ah,
so I think everybody was collectively like, they never had scenes together. They've never. I mean, it's just. But part of this soapy goodness that James Lodge Jr. always talks about, that to me was like, okay, now let's make it work. That's what the proof's in the pudding. Like, let's make it work. So I was shocked because just like there's just no. I mean, I'm like, there's no connection between what's going on. But no, I was shocked. That was my first reaction. I don't mind it. To me, it falls into Robert and Holly. I mean, they do stuff like this all the time. Give me what extra sons and stuff. To me, they make sense because they have been in each other's lives in and out for years. And Robert, why can't Robert have another child? Like, why not?
yeah, I mean, it's like he didn't know about it. So, I mean, it's not like any slight on him. I mean, yeah, Holly's known to keep secrets. Uh, or, just to, obscure, obfuscate the truth.
Yes,
So, yeah, I mean, and in terms of just Sasha's backstory, I mean, we just knew it was her and her grandmother. We didn't know anything about the mom. So, I just assumed the mom had died. and so
Right,
that was it. So, and technically, I mean, I guess being she was dead to
right,
Sasha of
yes,
sort.
right.
So,
I'm like
uh,
you. I think there was the it was we didn't have any real story about her, Sasha. We didn't know much about her, not really. And she came on as a con artist. That kind of works.
yeah. So I mean, very interesting choice, and not one that I'm opposed to. I mean, it seems weird that we're doing a like a possible cousins route with Sasha and Cody, and I don't know, like that seems bonkers as well. To like, why are we going? Why this? Oh, okay,
Why not, kids? I'm like everybody just kiss my grits. I like soapy story. Why the F not? I'm like, it's something different. Maybe they don't want it. I said I made a joke on my show. Maybe they what would be funny if they put Tracy and Homeboy together, Tracy and Cody. Why not? I go, why the fuck not? He's doing old men all the time with women. Why not? And push Sasha back to Michael because Drew and Willow got blown up. It could totally happen. Like to me, it's like this whole thing opens up so much more. That's what I said. And someone in the spaces the other day said something that I thought was hilarious, but it was true. A good writer or good writers can make it work. They can. I mean, if it's a good, I mean, it may be far fetched and crazy. And yes, I know I mentioned Guiding Light because they did that with cousins. They did it with Jonathan and Tammy. They had a storyline where they found they were cousins, but they weren't raised together, just like Cody and Son weren't raised together. They were already in love, and they had them stay together. Actually, until then, they understand they had a whole storyline with Tammy. It was a huge, and it was very popular.
interesting.
Yeah, the story bringing in there, Jonathan and Tammy bringing chat. They did. They totally did it. It was on CBS. I know it was Procter and Gamble, but they did it. And it was very popular with viewers, and it was a whole. They had chemistry, and they did a whole thing. Tammy did get killed off later, as soaps do, and the show went off the air. The show went off the air. But they were literally, but it lasted for a long time. I mean, there was a whole. They had soapy goodness and things going on. So I'm like, with Sasha and Cody, thing is, even with Cody, they can't not make him not Max Sun anymore. He has to be Max Sun at this point. I mean, it's just
Right.
they can't go back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Yeah, and they were like David in chat says, it's not illegal for first cousins to be together in New York. Like, and I don't know if Sasha and Cody slept together. I don't know. I know they've made out. I know they've gotten hot and heavy. We've never seen. They never had a love scene on camera. I have. They may have done stuff off camera. I have no idea. So I don't know. We've never seen it.
Yeah. Uh, yeah. I don't know. I mean, I guess it all depends on how the writing regime decides to handle it. Whether it's like this breaks them apart, or they decide to despite the oddness on the face of it, they persevere in their love for each other.
I mean, Sasha completely I thought was a well Maxie too was very much the audience going, oh come on, this has to be a con. Like I felt like they were giving us something with those characters going, come on, this could be a con. What's going on? So yes, and I like that they're doing a paternity test. I laughed all the way down my block when she was like, we ain't doing it at GH.
Yes.
Love it. Let's go. Let's read so, and he's like WSB Lab. Okay, got it. That was smart.
I was surprised at how quickly that happened, though. That Sasha went beeline right to
Okay.
Robert. And it sets up how Sasha feels about Holly, where it's like, I think she's a liar and she's a scammer, and I just want to knock this out right now.
Right. I love it. But that's what I'm saying. And what if she isn't? What if it turns out she isn't? I mean, I get
Yeah.
it could be. What if I think Holly because Felicia said something that I agree with. She really seemed like she was scared. And then that's how they played it. That Holly was scared. Like she had to tell her right away. Like she saw, like she didn't plan on them meeting because she had no idea her and Cody were doing anything. Like she had no idea. And so I can see her thinking and believing that Robert's the father. Maybe he's not. Maybe it's somebody else. Be funny. What was Luke? Be kind of funny. They were together too back then. So it's just, I think it's just kind of funny. Like I feel like they're trying to build up the Scorpios and the Spencers. They're trying to build those up again, which I have no problem with. If you give us Quartermaine, Scorpios, Spencers, and Ashfords, whatever, now the Davis clan, I'm good. That's fine. We got our families. We're good to go. You know what I mean? Like I have no problem whatsoever. But I think Holly could be wrong. Maybe she really thinks it's Robert. Maybe she was hoping it was Robert, right, David? Holly just wants Robert. And that's the whole point. So I'm like, as I said, I'm letting it play out. I want to see how this, but I like how fast it's playing. It's not, we're not waiting too long.
I for you, when you think of Robert, and people you would want him to be with, do you think uh, Robert and Holly, or are you like, no, 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 that was fun while it lasted, much like Luke and Laura, but it is time that they moved on, and it could be a Robert and Diane, and that's cool.
A lot of folks, the fans out there, because they're judging someone's political status out off screen. They're like, I don't like Diane and Robert together. I like them together. I have no problem with them. And again, I full disclosure, Carolyn's our buddy. We love Carolyn. I know Tristan personally also, and always been nice to me. So I like them both. Always been great for my career, never whatever. So, but I kind of like them. Mature romance. I like them together. I like Robert and Anna being exes and friends. As we just
Yes.
on your thing. I like them being exes and friends. They're good. But Holly, I'm not. I go back and forth. I see the chemistry still kind of, and then I don't because I mean, let's just face it, folks. It's a shady Sunday. Holly looked good. Look good. Holly is preserved. She is well preserved. That long COVID did her some favors, Frank. Tristan looked a little old, and I love my Tristan. I love my Tristan. He's I mean, but they don't feel like they pair up as nicely as they used to was.
Yeah.
So on screen. So it might be another one, but they have history. It's almost like what should just be they are exes who are friends, and that's it too. So I'm not sure. I go back and forth.
Yeah, it's tough because at least the way, in a world where perhaps for health reasons or for whatever the show wants, her stays on the show aren't very long. Certainly, it's been great that they've been more frequent than I thought they would be, but they aren't very long. So I feel like that makes it tough. And then invariably when she is on, it's kind of hits the same sort of beats, which is why I've been enjoying this one more because it at least is just something very different. Yes, she's still got this diamond. And so, yes, she's hiding something from Robert and a lot of other people, and it's going to come back and bite a lot of people on the ass. But at least there's a more personal stake into it too with this whole Sasha revelation.
Well, and also there's also folks who are trying to talk crap. I like Sasha. Actually, I like the character of Sasha. The actress has done a phenomenal job. Yes, they've thrown everything but the kitchen sink at her. I mean, she has gone through a lot. But soaps always have the soap heroine that put upon her. That's one of the tropes. There's always one that goes through a lot. And you see her each time she gets better and better. So I kind of they mentioned David Vickers. They mentioned I Want to Live Again.
There you
Oh, David Vickers. Oh, I love you, David Vickers. Some Tuck Watkins. He was the mom.
go.
But my thing is, I like the character. People are like, get rid of Sasha. Now, you folks out there keep saying you're tired of Carly and everything. Well, here's another character who's not Carly. There's somebody different who's been on the canvas for a long time. And we're like, need to get rid of her. I'm like, but you want another story, so here to give you another story. So kiss my grits on that one too. I like her, and I think she's a great actress. Sophia McMullen, she's great. Or whatever her name, I forgot her name is. There, she's great, and I think why not? Because it brings in so many people. It's another umbrella story.
Yeah, I mean, for a while she was. I mean, she's gone through it up and down here, and so for a while it just seemed like the show just did not like that character, just the amount of terrible stuff that they put her through. And then it just got into this weird, like once she left Deception, she was just in this kind of just weird, like, well, I don't know what I'm gonna do with my life. So seeing her come to the Quartermaines, I mean, while not maybe the most interesting profession move, at least in terms of getting her involved with other characters, getting her more in Tracy's orbit, just the general Quartermaine orbit as well. Great. Uh, so yeah, I mean, I'm down with Sasha. I feel like hopefully it seems maybe the show has an idea of what they want to do with her now. Making this Holly connection, that was very interesting. I don't think you do that in a character you don't want to invest a bit in.
Oh, remember Frank? We have to remember this, everybody. And Frank, I have to remind you too, Frank, because you forgot that was a different regime. It's like now we have a new regime. So I'm saying, so what you were thinking before possibly was the truth for that regime and for that time period. I keep telling people, I feel like they're trying to cut some people out, cut storylines, change things, and so they put this person back over here. I feel like they're doing which new regimes do. They replenish and move people around, and get people positioned to what they want to write for. So I feel like you're right. Sasha, I mean, her going to Quartermaine as being a cook, I was like, what? But now this regime's like, no, we want to do this with her. And like you say, connecting her to a major character, that is major. So I think that is major. So I think that's all. That's all. Like Devin says. Now Sasha is pulling the cook thing to gain dirt on the cues for Valentine. That's a story. When they brought up Valentine, that's the whole thing. She did that. She was said she was living her life like it was golden until Valentine came with that offer, and she took it.
Yeah.
Nina's daughter. So at least they didn't forget that either. They're bringing up everything, folks. But I think because we have different writing regimes, this new relationship is not letting us know who they want to write for, who they want to invest in, and who they want to write for. They're showing us. And I think Sasha is one of the. We need younger people to forward the show, and she's one of those mid-level 30s people that we need on the show.
No, that's true. I mean, it's we all love those legacy characters, but I guess we got to remember that there's got to be new characters coming in that have to become the legacy characters for
Yeah.
for younger fans to be able to kind of grow with and enjoy as well. Because I mean, our current favorite legacy characters are not going to be around for forever.
They're not. But that's the thing. I just feel like we have to. Her just being a cook was boring. So I'm like, good. Now we got something going on. Plus, she knows a few things. They have her and Michael talking more. And like Joy says to me, like you said, James, if they write it right, we can go with it. And I agree with that. It's like if you can write right now, right now, James Stewart's on vacation. He was publicly said he's tired. He worked 2 shows back to back for like the last 4 years. So he's taking time off. So I don't know when if Valentine's coming back. They'll start hiding it from us. We still need Charlotte. We still need Charlotte. So I don't know how they're going to do that. But right now, back to you, Joy. I always say that if they write it correctly and write it in a way that's entertaining and get you, it can be done. Anything can be done. Anything can be done.
Yeah, especially. Well, I mean, I will just be. It's one thing to have child and parent to get on the canvas at the same time, when possible. So like having Lucky and having Lulu and Laura, great when you get to see both sides of the generational spectrum. So having Sasha once Holly leaves just by herself, depending on what the deal is with Robert. If Robert is indeed her father, then that's great because then it gives maybe the potential for more Tristan stuff. And in a world where Robin, for real life reasons, is not interested in coming back and being on camera.
Not,
Uh, you know, at least that is a bummer because I mean that's big enough story point that you'd be like, holy cow, we'd want to see Robin and Sasha meet if Sasha
who
isn't.
knows? This was we get surprised. She could make an appearance.
Yeah.
She could make an appearance. But she has openly said, folks, Kim Cousins said right now she's family, she's directing, she's like not really interested in coming back on screen. So, but again, Frank, it could be a Tuesday afternoon cliffhanger, and all of a sudden there's Robin. I mean, you never know. With this show, it's given us several cliffhangers that we do not know about. I'm bringing back. He starts next week. Bringing back Stephen Lars.
Yeah.
I'm very curious to see what he has to say and why he's come back. I have to with Heather, I guess. I'm sure.
I mean, again, it is also the bummer too that I wish that the show was as interested in Emma because it would make sense you could get her out as a college student out here. It would be fun to have Sasha, then have another family member out here as well. But is an easier thing to be able to do maybe than having Robin.
But here's the thing: if she is a Scorpio, she's connected to Mac, and Max is now her cousin too, and everything. Now here's the thing, Frank. I'll ask you this question. Everybody at home. Oh, I'll do the poll. The poll.
Ooh, a poll.
Oh, the question is. Yeah, I guess I can spell correctly. Okay. You get 3 options in this question too. Okay. The question is, this is also for you, Frank. Is it a bad thing that Cody and Sasha split up? Yes, no, or I don't care. Answer in the poll while you're in there. There's 35 people watching in the poll. So Frank, I'll ask you a question while they're polling. Ooh. Is it a bad if they break up, is that so bad?
Uh, I mean, it's not so bad. I mean, because there's other people for them to get involved with on the canvas. Yeah, maybe not. I don't know who Cody might get involved with. Maybe Tracy, for sure. I mean, yeah, uh, not bad. Uh, it's that fine line. There's sometimes you want obstacles in a relationship, but you just don't want. At some point, you have to know when it's like, okay, we've done enough, and now we have to actually commit. When you've exhausted the viewer's patience. I don't think we're quite there yet on the Cody and Sasha thing. So if they want to, throw them some obstacles, great. But then I feel like at some point, well, I'm also torn because GH has such a habit of presenting interesting pairings, or at least pairings that you're like, all right, I see some chemistry between these people, teasing you with that, and then immediately squashing it. Uh, so, I mean, they've invested more time in Sasha and Cody, so, but it's still been kind of just teased around, teased around, teased around. So I don't know. I could, yes, that was the old regime. Maybe the new regime is going to be a little bit more committal. I don't know. Uh,
Far the votes are coming in, and it's not a landslide by any means. Because some folks are bringing up Robert and Mack brothers. I've seen that online too, saying we don't know much about their past, but I think they're brothers. I know it's been established, but they said they've never. Have you ever seen Cody without his shirt? I don't remember. I think we have. Devin thinks once the Willow and Drew thing gets out, Mike is going to run to Sasha. They had that whole scene where she asked for money for yeah. I think they're really chem testing heavily Dex and Molly, and I think Sasha and Michael. I think they are because the whole Drew Willow thing is going to start. It's going to come to a head. He hired Homegirl with the dog, so come on, Ned hired Homegirl with the dog, so on the track. But no, but there's this whole thing that I've heard about online. This whole Robert and Mac may not be brothers. We don't know much about them either.
what? I feel like that. No, there are some.
Frank
No,
said no, bitches. Said no.
no, no, and at no time did I ever go like, no way with these two.
Oh my God, Nicholas said, "Can't you see Miss Tracy in the barn on a saddle blanket?" Nicholas, you win for hottest comments. I love that. I'll
It
tell you, why not? I feel like why can't Tracy have a younger lover? Or something? What if that all comes out and Cody goes to Tracy and they just kind of why not?
I mean, very interesting. And given Cody's past, I could
Yeah,
see a lot of people would be like, no, this is not on the up and up. What's the
right,
real deal with
right.
Cody?
Well, because they have that whole serenity.
Yeah.
I have a feeling she's gonna buy it for him or something. I have a feeling she's gonna do something for him.
Those scenes between both Tracy and Sasha and Tracy and Cody. I mean, again, as you know, we always praise Jane Elliott and how
Yes,
great
or
it is.
yes, I mean, yes.
But yeah, it is just, man, she is so heated with Sasha, just
Yeah.
about know your place.
Uh,
I mean, she keeps beating that drum, whether it's, lunches out by the boathouse on her day off or talking to Michael about money. Know your place. And then uh you see the other side, the tender side with Cody,
yes, yes.
where it's like, yeah, well, they just have a down to earth. I don't want to be like these other guys that have kind of, come in and just went to the bank of Tracy. And yeah, so it's interesting how those characters are bringing out both sides of Tracy.
So I will end the poll. I think it was good. We have a lot of votes in there. So it is 46 no, so people don't care, but 30 yes and 23 I don't care.
Ooh,
So it's not a landslide. So let's say it's 53 to 46. It's not a landslide.
no.
No, it's not a landslide. We'll get to Joy, we'll get to Vi and all that in a second. I know I'm trying to hold that off for a while anyway. I just want to finish up this is because again, because now we're expanding into Tracy a little bit. Because like I said, this is an umbrella story. So we have Cody wanting to do a animal sanctuary and all that going on. Has no idea what's going on. Sasha didn't tell. She didn't run to him and tell him. She runs in to kiss him.
Yeah. Just want to make sure those potential cousin lips,
It's
still feels good.
cousin lips. Yes, exactly. I was like, Hmm. But here's the difference, Beef Rashes. Who is the majority? We don't know who the majority is. People think the majority is the folks who are online. People think the majority is the folks who are out watching the show.
Yeah.
So people make statements like, I don't think the majority wants to see that. We don't know that. I don't know who the majority is. And even polls, and I'm being some of these polls here, they're not always. Some people don't. Who are they asking? How do people? Polls are. I don't believe in polls anyway that much in real life and stuff. But you never know. You never know what could work and what people actually are okay with. Because on my other show, people were saying it's generational, but I said, well, I don't know if it's that because I know some old folks who don't like certain storylines, and young folks like them, and old. It's all over. I think it's all over the place. It's just how you watch General Hospital, it's how you feel. I think, which is fine. Is that's how you feel. But when people say majority, I don't know if that's true or not. Don't know if that's. I don't know. I don't. Some people may accept it. Again, if it's done right and done in a tender way, it could be good.
Um, yeah, even yeah, it's tough. I mean, whether the online fans are the minority or the majority, it's
Right.
you got I don't know, given the viewership or the ratings for the show, who knows?
But the ratings, but see again. If you come to my show on Saturday, I will tell you about that too. So they always want to talk about ratings. But there's so much more. There's so much more between. But it's not just actual those numbers. They also go against, as you know this already though. But they go against ad spaces and ad years 1849 or sometimes it's like something to this and demographics. So and all this and the shows are under budget, so the shows are fine. The shows are within their budgets. So ratings are down for everything. People are busy. People have lives. Not everybody watches the shows. Not everybody is hooked up to where I'm like I've never been a Nielsen family ever in my life. When they had the Nielsen's, I was never a Nielsen family. Never. I was never chosen. People I know never chosen. I knew one family it was. I knew one family that was a Nielsen family.
Oh,
But they thought they were all that. But I mean, that's what we were there. I mean, we were Nielsen families. But I mean, and it's one of those things. I look at rate. I know some people who put out the ratings all the time. I look at them with a grain of salt. It's like ratings for everything are down. The soaps are never going to be back where they used to was. That's just over with. Those 30 shares and 20 shares, it's all gone. I mean, we're not those are done. Those are just done in period. So you have to it's almost like with records and the charts. People are getting number one hits and but yet they don't have a physical CD in their hands. Back when we were, of age, you had to go to the store, buy a CD, buy a tape, buy a record,
yeah,
Frank.
head to the mall,
It's
beg
the
your parents
mall.
for a ride.
It's the mall. It's the mall. Yeah, ask your parents on the ride. Or you had an older sibling had a car.
There
Go
you
to
go.
the sibling. And everything. And so I'm just saying, they say that it's not the same. It's one of those things that's called evolution. So I think when it comes to ratings, charts, it's just that now things are just done differently. And just as it is. So I'm like saying. So and I mean I don't have any inside information to go put Cody into. I'm just saying that it's if they did that, why not? And I don't and who knows, people maybe you might surprise yourself, maybe people may be for it, but I don't know what's going on for sure. I
Yeah.
don't work for ABC Disney, so I don't know for sure.
I mean, and we also have to know it's a serial drama on TV. They are not, in fact, in real life cousins.
Yeah.
And as we talked about before, you want to watch soaps to see, decisions you would not get to see in real life.
Right.
So, all right, we'll see two cousins making out, and then that. All right, that's weird, and we'll see what happens.
Happens all the time. So apparently. So I have some hot cousins, but I'm not doing anything with them. But I have some hot cousins. But
Today, who knows what the future holds?
I mean, who knows? But they're all girls, so hey for me. Anyway, so that's enough about that. So for me, I'm just sitting back and waiting to see how this plays out because there's so many things that it's just going to be how it plays out. But I like the character of Sasha. I have no problem with her. The character of Cody, I can go back and forth on him. I met Josh Kelly. I interviewed him. He was a great guy. I don't people lose their jobs. He was much more than I even thought he would be. And so, it's wonderful. So, I mean, I have no problem with him either, really. The cast is bloated, and there's some other characters I want to see, of course, but we all have characters we want to see more of, obviously. But I don't have any problem with them. And building the Scorpios, I have no problem building the Scorpios. So
No, that is very true. Ooh, I will be curious to see what comes, like how long Sasha will stay at the Quartermaines, or whether she will try other. Will it be cooking profession? Will it be something else?
we start her own business. We should start her own business.
Yeah.
There could be something there. So I don't know. But she's been around for a long time. Now you think about it. She's been, I mean, remember all back to the Cyrus days. Remember that and all that. And so she's been around for a while. So I don't need her to leave. I like her. So,
Still very interesting. We have not had a run-in between her and Cyrus.
but it could happen. Like I said,
Yeah.
we have. I mean, with this regime, I'm a little more hopeful. You never know. It may come up. It may come up for something. Like right now, it doesn't need anything. But so that's just kind of that's kind of crazy. But and here's the thing, folks: a lot of casts they're not making the money they used to make. So just know that they're
Hmm.
on there hanging on for dear life. LA and Hollywood right now, we're having a problem right now in our industry. It's not it's people are getting laid off. It's a big deal right now. The strikes and the pandemic have really done a dent in our industry.
Yeah. I mean, it's a bummer. And there used to be a time where it's like, hey, a soap opera actor. Oh man, they're set. Uh, boy, that is not the case these
Not
days.
anymore. It's not anymore. So we'll see who's. It's like I think I saw something like last week. It was like, so now officially, Hat Daddy's gone. Like there was, I thought he was gone, but now they're saying they was like he's really literally off con. He's like literally now he's gone.
But now, not in our hearts, though,
You know,
James.
like so I don't do the ask for it. We don't. But so we'll get to other storylines that are coming out of that. But thank you, Duane. I appreciate that. Me and Michelle Stafford, we had a great time. Um, I gotta mention. I'm gonna switch gears completely. Dr. Gannon. Speaking of new character, I don't want to go that direction. We're going to about newer characters. Did he mess with Lulu's thing ventilator?
Man, I don't. That would seem weird to me to be bringing in a character that is such a close connection with Lucky, and then like his first major act once he gets out of the hospital bed is to try to kill his sister. That seems weird to me. So I don't think so. I mean, I do like the idea, like you treat him and to essentially Lucas as kind of like the sources that you kind of can trust to investigate this because they're new to the canvas. Uh, so I mean, I like the idea of him and Lucas teaming up to figure out who the person is, and I feel like it gives Lucas something to do, which is great.
I saw chemistry myself. Paint him straight with Jordan. But I was like, ooh, Lucas and I saw something there. I was like, okay. But no, but remember the way they did it was kind of like you and I both know the way they had a little cliffhanger thing for a minute. You know, both know it wasn't, like they don't fail on their own. And I was like, are they trying to say? I'm like, oh my god, like. So I thought it was just kind of, it was just really funny the way they were just kind of like trying to get us to think that.
Oh yeah,
Um,
well, and then especially doesn't help because it follows after Portia, just like, well, you aren't a member of this hospital staff, Dr. Gannon. And I do
which,
like at least Elizabeth like talking up like without him, she'd be dead.
yep, he went off. So people in the chat think it's Cyrus that did it.
Why would no, there's no way. Why would Cyrus do it? I mean, he
Hey, you
would
guys tell me in the chat why, because I don't agree with you guys. Why do you think Cyrus would do it?
no no no. Because I mean like Dad would just doom any connection that he had with Laura.
People saying it's obvious. I disagree with all of you. I don't think it's obvious. So Annie goes, rumor has it, and see, rumor, gotta be careful when who you follow. A lot of these rumors are wrong. Rumor has it that Cyrus turned off Lucy's ventilator as a twisted act of mercy. I don't. If he does it, I mean, it goes against everything that he's been trying to get to gain with Laura, and why would he do that? I
Yeah.
completely disagree with that.
Yeah, as do I. I mean, I feel like it. I mean, again, I mean, I guess it decide. I mean, they could, like we talked about last week with characters. I mean, they could, kind of do a Paula Hornsby with him, and all of a sudden just 180 him from his attempted redemption and go like, here we go. I was just doing it as an act of mercy. You have to understand, Laura. I don't know.
Well,
It seemed really
well,
weird.
Kayla says I thought maybe Cyrus that cryptic message to Laura and Martin. Why would Laura need him? he wants Laura indebted to him, his love for her and being in her life creepy. Well, that's what goes back to that. It goes back to, I think, Cyrus wants Laura's love so hard that I don't think he would do it. He could be, well, there goes, he could be blamed for it. I can see that part, him being blamed because he's going in there. But I think it's somebody else. I think it's somebody else, and we just don't know who it is. It's somebody else that might be coming back.
Yeah,
So I'm just saying, I don't think it'd be Cyrus. I don't think it's Cyrus.
because I mean, I guess it opens up questions. Is it something? Is it somebody that's targeting Lulu specifically? Is it just
Right.
patients, in general? So, I mean, it is interesting who it could be and why.
Because remember, that guy, they tried, because Sidwell tried to get Gannon and Jordan stopped him. It could be related to Lucky and that whole situation.
Yeah.
I think that's coming. I think that's coming to Port Charles. They said homeboy said, we found dead bodies. Sidwell is not one of them. When John questioned almost said Steve Burton. When he questioned Steve Burton, if only no, he just said Jason and Anna. I think it'd be related to that, but I can see where Cyrus could be kind of blamed. But I'm sorry, they were looking at Gannon. They were looking at him too at first. Like, you were in there. They don't go. I mean, they don't go out like. So I don't think he did either. But I'm just saying, I think somebody else could have done it. They're not showing us yet.
Yeah.
Like a mystery. But I think Cyrus is too. He wants Laura's. He's not on his best behavior. I think that's too traceable. That's too weird. I think it's too weird. I don't think he would do it. But again, it could be wrong. This old Ronnie regime. I mean, who knows? We'll find out. Probably we'll find out. Yeah, because Cyrus, wants Laura's affection and acceptance so bad. See, Martin has it already. So to see the three of them together, like, the siblings are back. I loved it. Laura making fun of his face and all that, and the accent, how he changed his life for the better. That's fine. I'll take it.
Yeah, and it was great. I mean, I just like seeing Laura and Martin together, which was a great reunion.
Yes.
Was not expecting them to open the door and
Oh,
seeing Cyrus just cold kicking it in there. And then great to be able to give just Cyrus and Martin a scene.
yes.
Very
Yes.
nice.
I love it. Like, come on, our mom. Oh, she's fine. This is fine. But I think Sidwell's coming. I think Sidwell's going to be part of Holly's exit also. He's coming. We got Lucky there, Gannon there, Holly there, Jason there, and it's coming. It's coming. Yes, and Martin said, I'm sick of the KFC jokes. That's totally the fans. That is totally straight from the fans. You know that's from the fans, you guys. I laughed so hard. That was totally from the fans. I love it. They do hear you sometimes, fans. They do hear you. I love it.
What I do like about the whole Sidwell thing, especially if he's going to become like a reoccurring, like a Jerry Jacks kind of guy, that having Sasha be Holly's daughter then at least gives like Holly a stand-in on the Port Charles campus. Certainly if you get Sasha and Sidwell
Yes.
together.
That makes her part of it also. And as I'm just saying, I think there's an umbrella story coming. It's not yet. I mean, it's coming. So you can timestamp this. He wants that diamond, right? He wants that diamond.
Yeah.
So I mean, hello. So So I'm gonna turn on my fan.
What I don't want though, I don't want any poker playing when he comes to Port Charles. We saw enough poker playing, dude. We gotta let that go.
After my time. Yes. And yes, I know. Don't forget, Martin and Lois have the same diction coach, it turns out.
Oh yeah, that was glad she got a shout out. And glad it seems like they've moved on finally from this thing with Lois as well.
Yes.
Oh, great. That's all I needed. One little scene saying like, "Hey, yep, I'm only using this for work," and then
yes, I like that. See, we're getting stuff we asked for.
Yeah.
We always said, just give us a scene here and there and tell us. I'll just explain something. That's all we need, and we're good. We don't need to linger on it. We don't need to go on forever. It was good. I loved it, and it's like, she's only doing it for TV. That's it. I love it. I love it. I love it. That works for me. That works for me. Because why change the character after all these years? That's weird. It's just weird. And her voice was such a signature thing and part of her. Like Ned said, it's part of you. It's you.
Yeah. And I don't understand why Lois is like so disbelieving of people. Like, you really mean that? You've talked like this your whole life.
I know.
You ran your own music company for a while, so come on.
It's dumb. So I might as well mention this. Just get out the way, folks. I'm not a big fan or whatever. Violet. Violet's turning violet. No, that's a phrase from Willy Wonka. So she's going to Seattle. That's where Finn is.
Man, phew, uh, it's just for whatever was done dirty with Finn or Michael Easton. I don't know, like him leaving
I
the
don't know
show.
either.
It is truly a bummer that you couldn't have the character at least come on, before he left, film that episode.
Nope.
No, boy, is it a bummer because it's just given his connections, it would have been great to see Michael Easton. Yes, leaving Port Charles, totally understand why, and it's great. And if his show wants to move on from that character, yes. But to just do the send off like this, like, oh, he's already in Seattle. Ugh, that's a bummer.
Bye, Violet. Nice knowing you. You can go. I'm not gonna miss her, so have a good time.
Yeah, but it's just like given, at least it would have been great to see a scene with, Finn and Tracy saying goodbye, or just him wrapping up stuff. It would have been nice, but
Nah, I
no.
said bye already. I already said bye to everybody. Bye. Now, if he came back as John McBain, I'd be happy. But no, I don't need him back my show. I don't need him in front of me, Frank. I disagree with Frank. I don't need him. It's good. Ship her off. Bye bye. Have a good day. And because I'm tired of this Brooklyn and Chase. Oh, should we have a baby? I don't have a baby. I'm like, I'm over that already. It's like either make them pregnant or not. And I did like the little beat. There's one little story outline beat I will say I liked, and that is her feeling another loss after Bailey Liu. She's the person that everybody comes to watch these kids, and then they have to go back to their real parents. And that is a loss. That is, you take someone in, that is a loss. I did actually enjoy that.
I mean, I guess only for that, to best set up how Brooklyn's going to feel about this, and Chase too, is we needed to see, for as much as we were like, why are these scenes in the show of them having to go to Violet's school and having the meeting with the principal? I mean, I guess it helps to sell, the how much they will miss Violet and the idea of being kind of like a parental figure to her.
Sorry,
The one thing that took me away out of all that though was I was like, what are they trying to set up like with Lois and Geo? Because
yeah. What's
she was like really worked up about like, like saying goodbye to a child that, you almost feel like a parent for.
yes,
And then she goes up to the Violet's room, and just looking at Geo, like, because she wasn't that choked up. It wasn't about Violet leaving. It was like, it's about Geo. And I'm like, what is the deal going on there? And we know it's not Lois is not his real mom, because yes, is so, but there is something there for sure.
well, like Devin said, it sounded like in the beginning they're trying to make it Brooklyn and Dante's kid. The also made it try to seem like it was it Sonny and somebody's kid originally, like a long time ago, like just whatever that was, because he's paying for all this kind of schooling and all that. So I don't know. That was several regimes ago, so I have no idea. Yeah, what they think about this Geo character? He kind of just pops in and out. He's a pleasant character, pleasant, I guess. Um, but I know Dante right now is so busy with the Lulu stuff and the Sam stuff right now. It's kind of weird timing to have that going on too. I mean, I don't know what Geo's meaning is on the show.
Yeah. I mean, I will say, the nice shorthanded, the Geo and Violet scenes, well, just hey, I mean, it felt like quickly like established like they had a really good connection,
Yes.
while
Yeah.
even though we didn't see much of it on camera.
Yeah. No, I don't mind that either. I don't mind. I'm like, it's yeah, I don't know. I don't yeah, you're right. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what they're doing with him officially. So I'm waiting and seeing. I'm a patient person. I'm waiting to see what happens. So I guess we'll just wait and see. I mean, I don't know if they have something planned or not.
Yeah, but it seems like the way Lois is acting from this week, like there's a further connection between her and Geo
Yes, I
that
agree with
she's not talking about yet.
you. Yeah, I agree with you on that too. I want to bring up. I mentioned that already. Mentioned all that
I
already.
mean, could it be that Geo's mom is not his birth mom, and it's really Lois's the birth mom, and she gave him up to Geo's mom? I don't know. Maybe. Uh, you know, I don't know.
And they don't have been treated together that much anymore. And it looks like Dex and Molly.
That is so crazy how he just keeps like, all right, like
And they haven't
one
shown
time.
us any. I mean, they had TJ and Molly kind of unite on screen this week, and they got on the same page. So every time they do fight, it's like they get back together, the same page. So I'm trying to figure out what's going to make her go to Dex, because we have to see something. It's something major. So I guess the trial. I guess Ava's trial. Maybe that's going to be the big change.
Maybe. I mean, for one, it's if something comes of it, great. If not, but I do like the idea of them at least getting Dex mixed up with more characters. Just kind of broaden his ties into Port Charles. So, but I feel like one time at a park is okay. Two times now, three times that they've had scenes together. I mean,
Also at the courthouse, she's dropping shit everywhere. He's like, "Yeah, I can help you."
yeah. So I don't know. It's tough to say after three scenes of them just kind of doing these kind of like bump into each other stuff. You're like, what's going on?
They're seriously, they're to me, they're doing it and not in a friendship sort of way. It seems like it's a little more than that. They haven't done anything,
Yeah.
but I mean, it to me. It seems really clear that's a chem test of sorts. And originally it was supposed to be Christina and Dex. That old writing machine, I guess they're gone. So they're like, never mind. They want Molly instead. And Molly, I'm not mad at it actually. I have no problem with Dex and Molly.
Yeah. I mean, I will be curious to see. I mean, they certainly planted enough seeds, like with, I mean, just in their scenes alone, but whether it's Curtis and Stella talking about it, or this week, Alexis and Jordan, like the odds of a couple staying together after the death of a child are slim. Uh,
And that could send Geo and Josh into each other's arms. Frank's like, yeah. I mean, I don't feel much for them either, but I feel like there's something there too.
it's like I felt like when he first came on, he was there for Trina,
Yes,
but the majority of his scenes have been with Jocelyn.
they have been. So I'm just going by what they're writing. So I agree with you. Him and Trina have a couple of cutesy scenes, but they're mostly with Josh.
Yeah, and it's I feel less confident in a Geo Trina pairing now than I
Oh,
did when it first came on.
I agree. I don't think they're that invested in Trina. That's just me. I don't think they are as much as they are with the others.
And that's a shame. There's a lot to be done with that character.
Oh, there
Uh,
is. And what's so funny is, and again, she's now connected to the Ava stuff, and then Porsche. I mean, she has. I mean, there's stuff there.
yeah,
It's
she's
written.
more than just a relationship with Spencer.
Yes,
She's more than that.
yes. So I'm just saying, but Molly is just. I mean, I'm liking Molly. Actually, I like the character of Molly. I like the actress who's playing her. Christina Vegas, or I think her name is. I like her. She's gonna hook up with Lucas. That's not happening, Marlon. Stay straight. He's not gonna come with Lucas. I want Lucas and Dr. Gannon together, but then Jordan be pissed because Jordan, she's still like salivating over him. She
Well,
walked in
and
and
they're
she's like, "What's going on? Like, what happened? Like, what's going on?" Like, dude,
are you saying that Dr. Gannon saved Lulu Spencer?
I was laughing. I was like, "That was so like okay, girl, tone it down a bit. Tone it down a bit." Yes, he's hot. He's hot. We get it. He's hot. But that was actually kind of funny that she's just. But no, I know. I saw Lucas and him as a little chemistry. I was like, oh, I kind of like them together. They're kind of
But what
cute.
about Brick? What about Brick and Jordan?
Apparently, folks don't like it. I have no
Ah,
problem with them. Folks don't like it. There are folks who don't like it. I don't know. I had no problem with it. So, and what about Jordan? What happened to Drew and Jordan? That whole thing.
yeah.
That's still hanging out there too. I
Ugh.
think
Boy, yeah, that is a bummer. Uh,
because I don't. I have a hard time believing that Willow and Drew will have a happy ever after. I have a hard time believing that with Nina out there and I said with Jordan kind of. I don't think that's going to happen.
no, I don't buy any of that. But I was interested in a Drew Jordan pairing, and I don't
Me
know if the
too.
show at all was wanting to pursue that, or they were just throwing it up as kind of just red herrings.
You're like no brick. Bring back Cameron or recast. Well, that's the fun. Well, here's the thing. They're trying. They're trying. Well, it could work. They're trying to bring up the Spencers and all that. So either Spencer or Cameron could come back. They have to be recast, obviously. They come back, recast, and that's the thing. Well, Brooks barely on the show. I'm not. I don't write the Jennifer. I don't write the show. I'm just telling you what they're presenting. They're presenting. Brick always coming on the show and asking her out. I'm like,
Yeah.
I wasn't sorry, said we weren't on at first, but now we're on. It was a whole different thing, so we're on today. Um,
James could not wait. The hot story that was happening this week. James was like, I can't not talk about this.
I had to come on. No, this week I had to come on. This is juicy week. Juicy week. Juicy. I also want to talk about a couple of touching moments again that were just kind of like where did that come from, but
Ooh.
made sense. The Lulu
You
stuff.
touched yourself?
I I I touched myself. I was love me. I know the vinyls. Thank you. Um, Tracy made the rounds. It had a couple of really good scenes that were really touching and were long history. There was the one scene with Olivia and Tracy because Sasha storms out and Tracy's like, "What's going on?" And then she sees Holly. We had a Holly Tracy scene. Loved it, and it's just hilarious. And she's like, you show yourself out, whatever. And goes and but then you see her just being just mean as mean bitch. I mean, Tracy's just acting out. That's what Tracy says. She acts out. That's what the Quartermaines do. But Olivia kind of gets it. And the scene with her and Olivia surprised me for a minute. They've never been close at all, really. They've had a few moments here and there, but I thought when she was like, she feels helpless, she can't help Lulu, and Olivia just goes to hug her. I thought that was very sweet.
The stuff with Olivia was great. I mean, I feel like even though we haven't seen a lot of scenes of them together, I feel like what I do like is that she's a strong counter personality to Tracy. She's not somebody that's just gonna just timidly, just accept when Tracy goes on a rampage. So she will definitely stand up and give back.
Yes.
So whether it was her scene there or her scenes prior to that too about who she was sitting with in the couch there chatting with. Oh shoot,
Oh,
Olivia.
wait a minute. Okay. So she talked to Cody about
Yes.
losing that. We're gonna talk about Laura next. The talk with Laura's next. That's after that. Oh my god, who did she talk to before that, folks?
Oh no, I think she's talking to Brooklyn, wasn't she?
Probably. That's what, yeah, she's
Yeah.
talking.
Yeah, Olivia talking, which I did like that. Yeah, having a nice
Yeah.
chat about that, and then Ned coming in. Yeah, because then Ned came in and griped about Michael and Drew screwing him over again, and Olivia like, I love you, but I don't have time for this.
She did. That was such a real life couple thing. It
Yeah,
was like, I don't have time for this right now. I just don't. With the loser, and he was like, and Ned's like, I got it. I will take my. And he goes, where are you going? To handle it, or whatever he said. Like,
yes.
how's she going? And he closed. He left. I laughed so hard. That was hilarious. That's when he hired Homegirl with the dog. In the parking lot outside Prospect Studios.
I love that this actress is getting
He
her 15
is.
minutes.
He
She
is.
is her and her pup.
Her poochie. I love it. They put some money down on the back of the car, and she just grabs it. She goes, "Okay, we're gonna get you a new. What's he got? A new dress or something?" Or I want you to hilarious.
Because you have
Um,
to imagine, I guess, Olivia, like we only see a little bit of Olivia and Ned scenes,
right.
but I gotta imagine, like, if Ned is, griping about Michael and Drew and being slighted, if we're only seeing a little of this, you gotta imagine on the off-screen time with Ned and Olivia that he's always like, they're just trying to screw me over again. She's like, oh God, I've had enough.
Well, here's the thing. So the plan that he came up with actually to me works. I don't see any problem with that. And what's funny is Michael later came up with a plan that seems to be okay with. He had to remind Drew, but you're going to be when you become into politics, you can't be part of all this. Like you can't do this. And now Drew's like, well, if we get all the power to you, you get most of the kids' power, then you can run the. But it's kind of like I feel like Michael is thinking about the company. He's busy with Aurora. He's totally busy. And it's almost like he's like not so against Ned completely. Because remember that they had that talk a few weeks ago where Ned
Yeah.
was like, "Watch out for Drew." I think Michael believes him, but Drew is very. I mean, I don't know why he's so hostile towards Ned. I mean, well, I know part was he thought that Ned sent him to FCC, but he's really hostile towards him. And I think Drew's out of control. I think Drew is totally out of control.
Yeah, because you would think like, yes, it makes sense being hostile with Ned when he thought about the FCC connection. But now that he knows that it was not Ned that did this, you'd think
Yeah,
like he'd be much more like, oh man,
yeah.
all right, yeah, sorry, but no, he still treats him that same way. And the way they play Michael, it is like Michael just kind of just is like, I guess like the mediator personality, because like with Ned, he's like, yeah, I totally get what you're saying, Ned. And then with Drew, he's like, yeah, I totally get what you're saying about Ned. It's like, what? Set up, set up, Michael. Just make a choice.
Yes, he's like just kind of like, I'm like, okay, but I think Drew's being team too much. Like it
Yeah.
is,
And
but it, but
there's some plan that they talked about off camera
right.
that I mean it seems like from per Michael seems really risky if they were to do that plan,
Yes, right.
which was
But they're
great.
getting Valentine shares back, so that's kind of cool. They got to wait. It's been a couple months, but they're going to get on that side. That's kind of cool. I like it going to all the kids. I like it also. I like going to all the kids. I think that's
But
fine.
I also wonder if they say a couple months for this because it's just enough time for James Patrick Stewart to wrap up his vacation and then come back with the
Exactly.
ticket to
I would
stop
love
it.
that. He walks in. I ain't signing. I'm not giving away shit.
Yeah, I mean, because I mean, we have not had much of a chance to see Valentine really kind of mix it up in the Quartermaine stuff that often. So, yeah, I mean, I could see reasons for just totally writing him out of that. But it's always better to have the fly in the ointment, especially since Lucy is no longer one.
Right. Everybody, 61 people watching our show today, Frank. We appreciate it so much. Thank you. Make sure you hit me a banana. I don't put the whole banana in my mouth because that's just too sexual today. I'm trying to eat pieces of it. I don't want to turn you guys all on. So we can try
Late.
to go ahead, put it in my mouth.
I'm
Um,
already done. So
I mean, I don't want to do that to these people. But we're happy you're here. Please hit the like button, the thumbs up. Even if you don't agree with us, hit the like button. Just hit it for us, please. Hit it.
it's a hate like.
It's a hate like. Exactly. I'm sure you guys don't agree with us half the time. That's fine. We don't care. But thanks for being here. We appreciate it. Dave Fire says Michael's always been the mediator. I guess on some level he kind of has. It's kind of been like back and forth. Yeah, I know. Where's Charlotte? I'm waiting for Charlotte to come too. I'm like, she's the last piece. They've mentioned Ethan several times, so that's we know he's like, but where is Charlotte? That's
She's
kind of
just
like.
still kicking it on some beach somewhere with Papa.
I mean, a long time ago they said Valentine can disappear. He's good at that. I mean, so that's what it is. But she don't know about her mother. But the other person. So the other thing, this goes back to this. This will lead us into the Sam stuff too. This goes into Laura and Tracy. They hadn't been together in a while, and I was like, I was waiting for this to happen because they both love Lulu, and I'm so glad they had to see where where Tracy tells about the step monster, which I forgot about that, and I was like, oh yeah, it's called a step monster, and how it was a real conversation. She's this, she's that, she's just like her father. They both agree with that as like her father. Um, and just Jane Elliott. Oh my god, Jane Elliott and Jeannie Francis are so good. They're so. I mean, it was a nice quiet scene between two adults talking about this girl they both love, and the way that Tracy wiped the tear off of Laura's face during the middle. I mean, it just was like, oh my god, it's so good. There's so it was so good,
Yeah.
and it was honest and real, and just kind of like you did it when I couldn't do it. You were there. I couldn't And Tracy was like, yeah, with all the pain and heartache of taking care of children, which many of us know how it is. Um, she was just like, but still was glorious and wonderful, and she loves her. I mean, and I thought it was a wonderful moment.
It's the Tracy Lulu relationship was so great. I mean, made it from such a great place where Lulu being so adversarial towards her at the top totally makes sense. New mom in your life, your current, your real mom is, in a coma-esque kind of state. So, but like that relationship matured and developed, and it was so great
No
to
one
see.
thought this could be done.
Uh, exactly, my friend.
Yeah, no, sorry, Gavin Newsom. It was Gavin Newsom.
Exactly, Gavin.
Sorry.
You know what's up. So I love seeing, and I look forward to Lulu being awake to have those kind of Lulu and Tracy scenes again. And so in the meantime, just to be able to have Tracy just kind of be the one-sided person that can talk about that, love it. And so great to see the scene between the two of them this week.
Yeah, just it was just nice history. It's the same actors. It always helps too. It's the same actors. Um, so I want to give a shout out to Michelle Stab her 30 years, and they show this. They show the scenes, and it's the same young Michael Damian, young her. Like it's when it's the same actors. We know that in soaps things get recast. We get it, but Tracy and Laura have never been recast, and so they've come and gone. So it's kind of to see all those years of that. And when she says, Nicholas says, when she says, "Thank you for raising my daughter," I almost want to start sobbing. I was like, I want to start crying. I was like, this is so wonderful that she acknowledges her. There's no, because remember years ago, there when Luke was alive, there was almost a whole jealousy thing. The myth of Luke and Laura that Tracy was kind of like, I'm in the shadow of that. Um, but they've always played Laura like we're done. Luke and I are done. They've always played that. They're like we are we're done. We were what we were. And they're playing up right now that Drew Tracy and Luke had a loving relationship. And finally, she told the whole story to Cody that they did fall. I believe that. I don't know. Do you believe that? I believe that.
I do. I do. I mean, uh, you know, and every couple has their own different dynamics, and so to some people it might seem kind of but for the people within that relationship, it works for them. So, you know, Tracy and Luke, I felt in their way we're on the same page in terms of being in a loving relationship. I mean, it took a little while to get there with all the various scams and paybacks and all that kind of stuff. But I definitely believe at the end when he met her in Amsterdam when she left
Yeah.
the first time around that, yeah, it was great.
Yes. Terrence Matthew, thank you for your super chat. Says Drew was hostile towards Ned because he stabbed her in the back at the last ELQ meeting vote, and he still threatened to call it SC or SCC. Broken trust is hard to heal. I was like, that's enough. But they really didn't grow up together. They were never really close in the first place, I guess.
Yeah, I
Yes.
mean, I guess if you Michael has grown up in the Quartermaine dynamic,
Yeah.
knows
Yeah.
it, and Drew is more freshly new to that, so does not have that kind of Quartermaine shell that gets placed around you where yes, you can backstab each other, but when it's time to come together, you come together.
Yeah. Don't forget, Brooklyn was jealous of Lulu and Tracy. But there's a whole, when Lulu comes out, there's so much that she's going to deal with. Seeing Brooklyn and Maxie as friends is going to kill her first. That's going to go from that. I mean, we never saw that was going to happen. And when she tells her what Maxie went through with the man who should not be mentioned, um, that's going to be, she has that to contend with, just that alone. And that her uncle Cyrus, who was part of the whole blow up and all that stuff, is sitting there talking to her mother. I mean, she's a lot. That Spencer is dead, and Nicholas is, and I mean, there's a lot that she's gonna wake up to a lot of stuff. Ooh, homegirl. Woo!
Going back to
Oh, girl.
the Tracy and Lauren scene for 1 second,
I'd love to. It's fine. Wait, yes.
the only kind of bummer note to me on that was just at the very end where when Laura says to Tracy, like, she's gonna come back to me. Like the whole point of this scene was to talk about how it was a shared experience. And I was like, why didn't they write it to say like she's gonna come back to us?
Yeah, that was. I agree with that. I mean, it bothers me, but I understand what you mean. It was like we were talking off to Laura just feeling we would say she's just feeling it. That's her birth child. She's feeling something. Maybe I don't
But I agree. A lot of stuff has changed for Lulu since she went into that
know.
coma.
A lot. But I love when, oh my God, when Lucky found out that it was, he goes, Sam McCall? She's the one? I had to, like, they have their own history, of course. I had to laugh when he said, Sam McCall? Like, oh my God.
I've been in a
And
hot tub with her.
let's go there. She had Lucky and Liz with little baby Ace, going to meet his nephew. And oh yeah, Luke is dead. That's gonna be Lulu's first thing. Luke is dead. That's right. Oh, the watch she doesn't know. How crazy. Um,
Bobby's dead. Luke's dead.
no, that's kind of crazy. Um, they had a little reminiscing conversation and talked about Aiden and all that on on the couch, and little Ace was there and a little banter between the two of them. What do you think about that?
I am down to see. I know you're like, hey, I'd be down for a Liz Rick Lucky Triangle, but just again, when we see the scenes of Rick and Ava this week, it's like
I know,
set it
no, I
up.
know.
Give me Lucky and Liz, kind of play around with that, and give me Ava and Rick.
Yeah. Oh yeah, Bobby's dead too. Right. Um. Yeah. No. Yeah. No. I will say that yes. I. We'll talk about that in a second too. That was good. That was a good. That was a good one too. Um. They were cute together. I like seeing them together. Again, it's just the same actors, the originals. It's history there.
Yeah.
That's going on. Um. And what was I
The
going?
only bummer, the like the flashback of like being a permanent lock. I mean, I think that was more like the Jake Young stuff. So, you know, it's a shame you can't play that clip.
No, we can't play that clip, but we get it. We get it. We get it. So is that. But I was gonna say from there, yeah, maybe Ace is growing up fast. I know it's growing up. But he's over a year old now, so and I love. Oh my god, I love Tracy telling Laura about that too.
I will I will cover the expense.
I know that's of you because I know. She's I know. I just love Tracy. Like no humility whatsoever. I love it. I think that's wonderful. Um, but I do want to go over because now let's go over to we find out Sam is the match. They went really fast, Frank. They went fast. So we're not waiting. We're not doing all stuff. They made it very because obviously Kelly Monaco has already filmed her scenes. She's already off the canvas. They're 27th, so her scenes are coming up. So we got a bunch of scenes. We got to talk about. We
I mean, the
have
first one is that they really set up why she hadn't been tested until just recently.
yeah. They
Uh,
made a big deal about. I was under everybody's nose. I was here the whole time. I didn't know, and I feel so bad. I was here the whole time. So I'm like, she didn't test right away. I guess would you test for your husband's late wife's ex-wife's?
I
Would you
mean, I think I would. I mean, at least the way that they posed it was like she was so busy with the family drama, and then she had that cold. I remember she threw that in.
if you had a
I
cold,
had
if you
that
had a cold.
cold.
I know. I wouldn't save my oh that's my own exes. I wouldn't save my own ex's life. No, I wouldn't do it. No liver for you. But I guess she had. I mean, her and Lulu did not get along. I guess in real life. So I guess it was. But I guess I don't know. She was busy. She had her own stuff going on. Her sisters are fighting. They're still fighting. They're still fighting.
Oh,
But anyway, so no. So we got her. She's gonna do it. We got it. Okay, good. Quick, fast, and hurry. Got that. Trot down the kids. They trotted them down. We got a whole family scene, which I actually thought was touching. I had no problem with the scene. I thought it was actually very cute and realistic to have Scout be worried. Danny being supportive of Rocco. They're like brothers at this point. I mean, they're like brothers at this point, being supportive and just I like it. I like it.
yeah. I mean, I've enjoyed, just we only get little snippets of it, but the Danny Rocco relationship is very interesting. It'd be, it feels like the show is not as invested in wanting to show the kid actors as much as I had hoped they would.
Well,
But
I'm since we know Frank, since it was leaked to us, and if they're still going to do it, but it was leaked to us by General Hospital. I'm not making this shit up, folks. They're killing Sam off. So people are speculating. Well, it can't be because of the surgery. That'd be too weird, and it'd be too obvious. Or it's going to happen afterwards, or it's like I have no idea. I seriously have no idea what's going to happen.
well, I mean, certainly, I mean, you've kind of teased some medical mystery with the ventilator being mixed up.
Yes,
So, is there somebody that is just screwing around with different stuff at the hospital? I don't know. So I feel like Sam's going to be the victim of that. Whatever kind of medical hijinks are happening in the hospital.
I have a feeling of that too. Terrence, thanks again for another super chat. If they bring Lulu back, I hope they handle her character better because she really annoyed me last her run. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I don't. We're all kind of. I wish we didn't know this was happening. I wish they hadn't said this part. It's fine. We know she's leaving. But I wish they hadn't said and they're killing off the character because I'm like now we're always kind of waiting to see because her last scene. I feel like those were her last scenes with them. Her and Dante had a cute little axe throwing scenes that's done. This goes to her sisters and her mom, and I think it is kind of realistic. The girls get into a fight. They can't even get out of themselves. They're selfish getting out of themselves. That'll be their last thing of remembering them fight. They'll be like, we fought. They're gonna be so guilt ridden when she dies. You know that's coming, right? So I thought that's realistic, obviously. Um, so Annie says killing Sam could make Molly spiral and distance herself from TJ closer to Dex.
Well, it's true, especially if she feels, kind of partially responsible for having such a bad last conversation with her. No, yeah, there you go. Oh, Dexy boy.
On Dexy. Um, oh, probably a car accident, she's declared. Well, no, they're going to do it. No, they showed scenes of her, Alexis, in the hospital, her getting ready to do it. So she'll be, so that part's not going to happen. But if there is a mystery person turning on ventilators and stuff, I can see her, that could happen. Possibly. I don't know. It seems obvious they're going to kill her to save Lulu. I don't think they're going to do that for some reason. They could. I don't know. For some reason, I'm thinking that's too obvious.
No, because yeah, I like the idea of it being like that medical mystery thing because otherwise, then like Dante, I mean, and I think regardless, Dante at least for a little bit will feel like, oh, this is terrible. Like Sam gave her life for Lulu, but uh, if it's framed where it wasn't the surgery that did anything, it was what happened afterwards, and somebody
Yeah.
they didn't even know about screwed with something with Sam that caused her to die. Then Dante's got like vengeance on the mind to find out who did this.
I have to say, was the beginning of the week? Oh, I think it was this week. The Dante Anna scene.
I
I
felt
like
like yeah, I liked it. I felt like, those characters have always been straight with each other,
Yep.
and can talk about like those uncomfortable kind of gray areas. And Anna, as somebody who's had a relationship with Duke, knows what it's like when you love somebody that is on the other side of the law.
And he taught. I love it. Dante didn't. He's like, you know what? I thought about it. I love that. I love he didn't. He didn't lie to her. I'm not gonna lie to you. I respect you too much. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Yeah.
I loved
And
it.
and Anna, she's got to have, as you would say, several seats because she begged Jason not to say anything
I know.
until she gave Valentine the heads up to get out of town.
I know. I know. That's why she got quiet. She didn't talk down Dante. She was like,
Yeah.
it must be tough. Lovey's like, I mean, you know it, girl. You know it. So she, and she was like, you need to take time off for your family. That's all they're gonna remember. And I kind of like that too. She was like, that's all they're gonna remember is you taking time off for them. You are a good father. He was like, I'm not a good father. He was like, what are you talking about? Like, you're actually a great father, Dante. You're taking care of the kids, and you're better father than Sam as a mother. You're out there taking care of them. Sam is, I don't know where the fuck Sam is, but Dante's always there taking care of stuff. And so I think Dante's a good father. Actually, I think he's really good.
But I appreciated the even the scenes with him and Sam where he was like, I made a promise to Rocco. I understand that when you feel like you've made a promise and you're not going to be able to keep it to your child.
Yeah, that would suck. He knew he should make a promise, but then parenting is one of those hard things, kids, and you learn as you go along. You just learn as you go along, and when your kid's hurting, you don't want them to hurt, so you're trying to make it soft. So it's not always easy.
Yeah, I feel like the easy parenting tip for me, just always break your word. So then that way your child never expects anything of you.
That's Frank's parenting, and him and his daughter are close.
Yeah, it's working well for me.
Yeah.
Jeez.
My daughters and I fight all the time, so I talk smack to them all the time. So that's my parenting advice. Let's talk back to them. Fight back all the time. That's what I do. Tell them how wrong they are about everything. That works for me. I'm like Tracy in real life. No, it's no, but you understand. So yes, the aftermath will be good if you think about it. I mean, anybody's death. I mean, yes, the kids, they're all going to feel a certain way. Everything's going to it's going to be a total crazy mess. That's soapy goodness. That is soapy goodness. So we'll get that, and we'll see how the kids act and how this. I mean, it's going to be it's going to affect everyone. Wait, I mean, Nancy Lee Grahn is going to act her ass off. You know she is. You know
Yeah.
she is. Oh my God, you know she is. And the
Uh,
girls, they're going to feel it. They're going to totally, like you said, they're going to totally feel guilty and feel like that's the last thing they did was fight with her. It's going to be Jason's going to be part Jason. Ooh, he's gonna feel it on some level. Carly was her friend. They were friends. She's gonna feel it. Drew's gonna feel it. It's gonna go around. So it should be a very interesting. That dead Michael was close to Sam. So it's gonna be very interesting.
Spinelli.
What?
Spinelli.
Spinelli. Oh my God, yes. Maxie and Sam are friends. So this, I mean, her death is going to affect a lot of people, and I can tell you, and all these actors can act. So you know, it's going to be good. I don't. I wish it wasn't happening. And Kelly keeps just like putting little things out, putting little things out, little things out, and she goes back into hiding. I don't know what Kelly's doing, girl, but we love you, Kelly. But I don't know what's going on there. And speaking also of somebody who spilled the beans, spill the beans. What was I saying? Oh, that's right. On Dallas, and somebody just brought up on Twitter. Remember James, Uncle Ray, and Lucy the first season? They didn't know they were uncle and niece yet. They slept together over and over again the first season. Then they made Ray a Ewing, I think second season, and they never talk about it. That Lucy and Ray were together. That's right. They were half uncle and half niece. So it does happen. But it was the 80s. It was the 80s. Oh, so what train of thought? What was I talking about? What was I going to say? Oh, Real Andrews. You see his post? He
Oh
put
no.
it said him and GH are done. They are done, 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 done. Stop waiting for him to come back. They don't care about him and what's going to go on with his character. He said it is done. Put a fork in it. It is done.
Wow.
So it's out there. It's a video out there. So you see the videos out there. He's done.
Is
Yeah.
that his choice or just based on how the show has treated him,
It
or
was
the
not his,
show has let him know?
not his choice.
Oh, the show just said thank you, but no thank you. Ugh.
Yes, on James there was Jimmy Lee and Celia. They were cousins. They were Quartermaine cousins. Yes. There things like that happen. Things like that, things like that. I'm telling you, I'm just saying, stranger things have happened. That was a long time ago. But let's just watch the storyline play out. We don't know you don't know I mean, there could be some real chess pieces we moved around. But yes. I think Scout's gonna go to Drew, of course, to help in his campaign, obviously. That's gonna gain Drew sympathy points. And I just have this weird feeling it's gonna be Drew, Nina, and Scout as like this little blended family for the paparazzi and for everybody. That's what I think.
I mean, I feel like that's got to be hitting the
Oh my
front
God,
burner.
Frank is frozen.
Oh, oh
But
no,
it looks like he agrees with me. Does he?
I can hear you, but maybe no, I can hear you. No, don't freeze me out. I can hear you. No, what's happening? What?
Uh,
Oh, thank goodness I made it.
am I back? I mean, wait a minute. I don't even know. Are we still live, folks? I guess we're still live. I was like, all of a sudden my power kind of went out and it came back. I'm like, I don't know what's going on. Channel. Let's see what's going on. We're still live. Okay. All right. Oops. That's sorry. Are we back, everybody? Are we back? I'm back. My power. It went out again, you guys. It was all like, now it's all you, Frank. The Frank Show. It's all you, Frank. Okay, we're back. We're back, right? You guys can see us. You're still on. Okay, we're still on. What? The guy ain't talk shit about nobody. Okay. But yeah, what the fuck was I talking about? I don't remember anymore.
We were talking about Real Andrews.
Oh yeah, so that's all. I would say that it's yeah, so that's yeah, yeah, we're back together again. I don't know what happened there. That was crazy. 68 people are watching. Wow, Frank was scared to death.
Was. What's happening?
Frank was about to give us a room tour. That's so funny. You give a room tour. You give a room tour.
There you go.
There you go. That stuff. There you
I've got
go.
my X-Men lunchbox nearby
I like
everybody.
that. Look at giant size. It says giant size X Men. I don't know
There
what
you
that
go. with accompanying thermos, so we're all good.
On a thermos. Oh, you put soup in there and stuff when it's cold. And I love it. I love it. Oh my god, I love it. They're all afraid the Frank show. Like I know. I don't know what happened to me. So something going on over here in South Los Angeles. I don't know what's going on over here. We're back. So anyway, so he's gone. So he's off. So I'm just saying, folks. So everybody waiting for that to happen. They don't care about that anymore. So we barely see what's my man Donnell.
Yeah.
They showed him when Portia had to go to him.
Yeah.
Uh, uh,
I mean, we have that whole Portia, Brad, Curtis,
oh,
Rick.
that was the other thing I loved this week. Oh my god! I was like, yeah. He had that piece of. Where's my? I need some paper. He had. He was holding like. He's like, but you sure you don't have time? You sure you don't have time? I mean, I just want to talk to you. You sure I did that. I think I did. I always did my job. Oh, anyway, we'll get to the whole thing. But when he was like, he goes, "Oh, this is for you. I have a digital copy."
Yeah.
So he throw open, close. Like that whole. I loved all of that. That is soapy goodness too. That is soapy shadiness, soapy goodness. I he again. We have to wait for a long time. He went straight to homegirl. Was like, "Here it is, bitch. What do we
Yeah.
do?"
I loved it. And it's also, it was Brad being Brad. It was not, it's like, hey, he wants to walk the straight and narrow, but he's got this piece of juicy detail that's going to make life a little easier for him.
Yeah, I'm like,
And it was great because Portia was somebody that needed, to be taken down a little bit.
yes, yes. And okay, folks. Everybody like the lines were really funny. Brad Brown was not playing. I know, he had discretion, and I loved all whoever wrote that whole episode. Those scenes, loved it. So I was just like, I just thought we need some bitchiness on soaps, also, folks. That's what it is. And Portia was looking at my nerves. So it's like, but again, Brad didn't do anything wrong. Actually, he didn't do it. She did it. That wasn't him. I thought for sure they were going to go the route. They totally surprised me. I thought for sure, Frank, they were going to have blame. She's going to put it on him to
Mhm.
blame him, all this whole thing. But no, they didn't go that route. They did not go that route at all. I loved it.
It was great. And I mean, it seemed like from the way that it ended, he's just turning in the results with Portia's involvement there. It's like, because she said, just turn it in. So I will be curious to see, how Portia tries to get herself out of this.
But here's the thing: it looks like Rick's not even doesn't care anymore. Rick was like, I have this other stuff that is all these other things that say that she's changed. And then with the Christina, we'll get to that because Christina just did something that she should have done. So I know we'll get there in a second. But yeah, everybody's like glad Brad won that round. Me too. I was just like he needed a win. The thing that Frank and I said this before on shows, there's folks who seem to get away with everything and never have a loss. That gets boring after a while. And there are some folks who have losses all the time and barely get a win. You need to see both. You need to see both. And to give Brad at least a little leg up for now, that's good. At least it's like that gives him so he'll last on. So now she'll stay off him for a while. And it's like, okay, because that was getting old too, right? That was getting a little old. So like, okay, now that's what she. I mean, I just know he was like, here's your copy. I'm like, oh, don't worry, I got a digital copy. Let your door open or close. Well, I'll let you decide. I'm not gonna like he skipped his way his ass. Like I loved it, and so I thought that was so. I thought it was very cool that he finally got a chance to at least have a little win for now. So don't just leave that alone. And but when she went to Curtis, I was like, good girl. She went to Curtis, and she totally confessed. We didn't have to wait that long. I loved it. And he was like, "You told me not to do anything. I did. I didn't listen." He was like,
Good things are coming when that's the opening line to
"Yes."
a conversation.
You told me to stay out of it. I didn't listen. And he was like, "Oh, like, okay." So and he goes, "Who knows?" He goes, Ava knows. Ava knows. And he goes, "Well, remember, she loves Trina." So, and they were right. She does. She loves Trina. So that's kind of like, thank God.
Yeah.
That's the saving grace. And Ava's not going to tell on her. She didn't tell on her. So that's the whole thing. She was not going to do that. She wouldn't do anything to hurt Trina. She wouldn't do anything to hurt Trina.
Yeah. And I liked Curtis calling up Rick, like, please come over, I got to chat with you.
Yes.
And I was like, "Oh, is he going to tip anything?" Nope. He just wanted to walk through everything, get information, but he didn't tip off anything about Portia.
No. That was good. He was like, "We're family." I was like, "No, I can call you. Let's talk." Like when Lexus got out and went over to Jordan, they are family on some level, and they're connected. These scenes we never saw them together beforehand, but now we've seen them together. I love it. I love that Rick they're spreading him around.
Yeah.
And because I mean, Rick Hurst has like literally saved the show in many ways. He's so you can put him with anybody. He's so. I'm still laughing from a couple weeks ago when he was with Elizabeth, and they're like, just like tell the truth. And he's like, so was this the gun? And he was like, I couldn't stop laughing. He was just like, he wouldn't say outright that it was. I just thought that's he hates Alexis. That's so him. I love it.
It was, I mean, I felt like, because like Chase and Liz, like, come on, dude, what are you
Come on,
doing?
come on, come on. He's like, I love. See, I loved it. I thought it was hilarious. Yes, in the end, he's gonna say, yeah. He goes, oh yeah, it was the gun. And it's like, come on, it's like, why you like take so long? I love their banter. There's something there too. There's something, but now she's stuck with this Lucky thing going on. She has other things going on there, but I just love that. But the Rick and Ava together having dinner, discussing the case. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. These two have chemistry flying off the charts. And then having Christina come in, and the fact that he set it all up.
Yeah.
Nice twist. But she comes in ready for bear. When she walked the door, I was like, oh no. Like, no. When she slapped that glass off he cut his mouth. Oh my God. And when Alexis walks in and she's like, God damn it. Oh, Alexis was pissed.
Oh,
Alexis was like,
and to hear Christina talk about it afterwards at Lex's house just made it like, I had to, step in and set him straight. And I was like, no, you did not need to
Molly
do
said
any
that.
of
Just
that.
what are you doing? Everybody's like, what are you doing? But all these people, but it was just like and that's. But I see. Here's the point. Christina is messy. You need messy on a show. Also, that's soapy goodness. So that Christina's the wild card in all this. She's just a wild card. Everybody else is like, bitch, sit down, don't say nothing. Homegirl, like, I'm doing whatever the fuck I want. She don't care. Do whatever you want. Can't listen to nobody. Do what I want. She's just ready for bear. Ready out there, just do whatever she wants. I like that actually. That's kind of like we need a loose cannon out there because you just don't know what's going to happen. And so, but I just like, oh, and I'm glad Alexis finally went off on both of her daughters. It was like, okay, I'm done. I am tired of this shit. I am done. You both aren't trying. I'm trying. You're not trying. I was like, no, but you ain't trying.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, no, you ain't trying. You ain't trying.
No.
Crackers.
Yeah. Christina just drives me bonkers. But you're right. You want to see the messiness, but boy,
But she's supposed to drive you bonkers. That's like everybody. I like Christina. You're supposed to not like Christina. Christina's supposed to get on your nerves. She's supposed to get on your nerves. That's kind of the whole thing. She is out of control. She is out of control. But Molly is not completely innocent herself either, because like Alexa said, you guys should be working together. You guys should be grieving together. You guys should be. And every time she keeps saying Adela in front of Molly, if I was Molly, I would slap the shit out of her. I was like, because this child died. They gave her a name, Irene, and you're saying Adela in front of her. And when she had that fight with Rena, I was going to just be at home with my daughter. Don't
yeah.
you know? I was like, wow, Christina, you have the nerve to say that. Oh my God. Why would you at home with my daughter? Wait a minute. Wasn't your whole thing? I mean, she just fell right into it. I was like, oh my God.
Yeah, just the way Rick just quickly broke down, like, wasn't this what you're supposed to be doing, Christina?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. Wow, Rick, thank you.
I know she's like, hey, and you're like father of the year. I'm seeing father of the year. She's like trying to attack him. And he just smiles, like, okay. But we could tell that Ava is not happy about any of this. She really isn't. I mean, it's this like she goes, I lost a child too. I know what it's like. And she wasn't part of the plan. So she wasn't part of the plan. So she's like, I know what it's like to feel like. But then when Christina, you can tell she's in so much pain still. You have to hold her. I mean, it was really. I mean, I give Kate Mandy credit. She really was selling it. But it was all part of Rick's plan. That was the whole thing. And so Ava and them were literally falling into this trap. Basically, they're playing along, which makes Rick smart. And that's what Homegirl said. You say anything you want to about him, but Rick is a smart lawyer. He's not a dumb lawyer. He's good. And I love that they're playing all the lawyers smart.
Yeah.
Martin, him, Diane. I think they're all. I love Diane. Makes me. Oh my god, they have her laugh. Make me laugh all the time. Just go back for a second to earlier in the show when she shows when she shows up to the police station. She's like, okay, oh, it's a party. I had no idea everybody was here. And it was like, hello, Dante. Hello, it's like everybody in the room. I thought, oh my God, that is hilarious. It's like, there's like, oh, and there's Dante's here. And so it's okay. And make sure everything's going on. Anna. And then it's like, okay, kid. And Anna was kind of smiling too, like, okay, we can't do anything else, obviously. I mean, I love it. It was soapy goodness. I mean, that whole thing was soapy goodness. The whole thing.
Yeah.
Martin rushing at the last minute saying, you didn't tell us about the blah, blah, blah. And Sonny almost got me. It was all good. It was all great stuff. It was all great stuff.
Yeah, the way that I mean, Anna tried to play a little fast and loose with
You
everything.
did.
Get that confession from Sonny.
You did.
Oh man.
Oh
And
my
just
God.
seeing it all just kind of crumble down in front of her.
It sure did. And
Oh.
it's trying to she tried to corner Dante as we went to our conversation earlier, but then he tried to be a nice conversation between the two of them. And where he didn't lie, like you said, he was like, I would think about telling. I didn't say something, which is understandable. There were so many comical moments. I've been really impressed with the show coming in as a new viewer. Nicholas is a new viewer.
Nice.
I think the show has had comical moments before in the past. Just the show has been so bad recently, in our opinions. But I think Frank and I both, I can not speak for Frank, but he can speak for himself. But I just think we are enjoying kind of the humor in some of the scenes. They're adding humor to some of the scenes.
For sure, because I mean that's real life. Real life isn't always just kind of matter of factness and seriousness and romance. There's also
Right.
humor as well. So, you don't want to turn the show into a comedy, but there are humorous moments in life, and so it's nice to see that those little moments of levity injected when they're earned and they're character based, and it's great to see those little bits pop up.
Yeah, it's crazy. I don't did your girl Annie Gowen was claiming that Alexis is calling the baby Adela also. I didn't hear her say that. I didn't know what she said, or saying she was Christina's baby. I don't remember her saying that though.
Annie, I have to admit that I don't
Yeah,
remember.
I remember her saying. I don't remember. I thought she's been trying to stay neutral this whole time. Been trying to. I thought her wording was being very careful. She's been trying to be really neutral because of her daughters. But anyway, so anyway, it's oh, okay. Um,
Because I think when it comes down to it, like, yes, you're right. Christina is a mess, and everybody knows that she's a mess within the Davis family. But that doesn't mean that Alexis is supposed to. It wants everybody to feel like everybody knows Christina's a mess, and so you guys all know why. That I have to give her a little bit more attention. Not realizing like we understand it, we just don't like it, and it's not fair to us to have to always feel like that. So
yes, that's all she. And that to me is very normal for multi-children families. I went through it. I'm a total middle child. I am Marsha all the time. I know why I'm in this business because I felt like I was neglected most of my life, and I'm always trying to like me. I totally admit it. I totally admit why who I am today has been shaped by my birth order. It really has. It really has. So I don't know. Alexis said you're a baby to Christine outside the restaurant. I didn't catch that. Oh, I'm sorry, Alexa, quiet. So,
no, I mean let Alexa join in. She might have some thoughts.
no, she's over there. We talking over here. It's my show. Again, I'm a middle child. I want to share my show. I'm the star. No. But no, but when you have a multi-child, when you have several children, that happens. Some feelings feel like they're more favored than others. Others seem to need your help in different ways. Other ones don't. Some of us are very self-sufficient. Some of you always say, "Well, you always took everything yourself." It's like you still want that mother in there somewhere. You feel like the other one's getting more attention. So that's all natural. It's never equal, folks. I'm sorry, it's never equal. So I mean, even my two daughters is not equal either. It's not equal. I know it's not equal. The best I can, but yes. Okay, so did we miss it? Did we get everything?
I think so.
I think we get everything.
I
Did
mean,
we at least
we
back to
we get
speak?
one little dust up again with Mac coming into Robert's office for a hot
Oh
second.
yes,
Still on the Holly ban, like why
yes.
don't let her get back into your life, Robert?
That's going a little too hard too. It's a little. I mean, I know. I mean, we love seeing the Silver Fox on screen, and they're brothers. We get it, but it's like it's going a little too hard. I'm like, I don't. And that's how they're writing it. So I don't know why they're. Maybe this is all part of it. Maybe this is all coming out. This is all part of it. I don't know.
Yeah, and I did like at least the nod to Maxie talking about the first DNA test that they ran with Sasha's hair strand involved.
Yeah, they talked about it. They talked about it. Like she
Yeah,
said, I did it for one. I did it for just person to person. I didn't do it for general or whatever. So folks who are talking about computer, I feel like they're like the fans are going to say this. The fans are going to say this. They answered. I mean, they're answering whether you like the answers or not. They're answering you. They're saying. Let's go over this a second. So what I heard, they're saying that she, because remember she was on the canvas and off, and so was Mac, and so was Felicia, and so and they, the whole Felicia Maxie thing. It's about that too. How she was mean to her when she came back, and she goes, "No, I deserved it." Or that folks go online, watch the funeral episodes of Georgie's funeral. Maxie goes the fuck off on Felicia. It's glorious. It's
oh
great.
yeah,
It's a good scene. It's a very good scene. Anyway, but no, but they and Robert was up. They're all presumed dead at one point or another, and they're mentioning the years like 1991, 1992. It's a little weird area, gray area, and that's what folks are. I guess to me, it's why I don't care why not. It's still close that it's close to her age. They're not doing it some weird time period. She's saying she thought somebody thought Robert was dead. She came back. He was with Holly, which he was with Anna, which he was with Anna. That did happen. I was watching the show back then, and so I can see her unless she's lying, whatever. I can see her going, "Well, I don't want to say anything. I'm gonna just." She explained the whole thing. So whether you like it or not, they're giving you an explanation of how they came up with this. And she goes, when she was 12 years old, she chose not to bring her all of a sudden and drop her off to Robert the time. But she taught her how to be a con, which goes back into Sasha came to town as a con woman. So they almost tied it all together. It kind of it's kind of they tied it together. So whether this is true or not, they explained whether folks like it or not how this is happening. And I'm actually fine with it. I don't really care. I think I know a lot of Robert Holly fans want them to have a child. I know they do. Others don't. Whatever. I'm here for the story. I'm here to see what actually is going to come out of this. Because again, maybe it's a hoax. It could be something else. I mean, who knows? We have. It's just this is just beginning.
yeah. I mean, I feel like that, as you said, you did that podcast earlier about retcons, and that's I mean, yeah, I can understand people being like, "Hey, you're kind of retconning the history of Holly and Robert," and sometimes like retcons are great, and sometimes you do retcons like with the Anna and your boy, which aren't received as well. So
No, we will not. That's the point. Holly's not a good mother. How you guys not getting this? Everybody's like, where was she? It's like she was not a good mother. That was the whole point. Holly was off scamming people. That was her whole thing. She's not a good mother. That's why she was not there for the whole Liam and Brando and all that stuff. Because Holly says she's not been a good mother. She's not been a good mother.
yeah, and there was also a point towards the end too where Holly was captive uh
Yes.
as well. So when Sasha I think was going through at least some of like the death of Brando and her
Yeah.
spiraling.
She was held hostage. She couldn't come back. They had to save her and all that stuff. Remember, she was going through all those problems, and that's why they had to give her the whole fake fire and all. So she was going through. She was because all her scams and everything she was involved with. That's why she was not a good mother. She totally admits that she was not a good mother. She was not there for her. So to me, I feel like they explained that also. I feel like they are explaining it to you, whether you accept it or like it or not. Is a whole other story. Like I said before, it's a delicate line. There are retcons, like for example, Luke and Laura are. It was not a rape; it was a seduction. That's what they did at first for a while. That's what we saw the rape live on camera. So I mean, that was kind of crazy. So now we get seduction because the characters got really popular. Uh, Bobby didn't die on Dallas. That whole season was a dream. That was a risky retcon. That was very risky. And folks who say they don't like it, that next season the ratings went back up. That was the whole point. Larry Hagman said in interviews the show went downhill when Patrick Duffy left. He went to Patrick and said, "Come back," and he brought him back. And they had several choices, but the risky, gutsy choice was "Good morning." And I was in the shower. It was "Good morning." And then, and the first 2 minutes, she's like, "I had this dream where you died and Catherine killed you, and I was marrying Mark Grayson." And he says, literally like to the camera, "None of that happened. It's all over." And he hugs her. We were like, "What the fuck?" That was crazy. That was a risk, but that was a retcon. That was a retcon. That was totally risky. They did it, right? Then there's also the filling in the blanks. People leave and come to shows when they're off camera and we don't know exactly what they're doing. They bring them back. Can we fill in that story on camera? That's my experience. Like, so yes, they've been a long time. This has gone by. Well, can't they fill it in now? I actually am a person who's gone through it myself. I didn't know I had a daughter until she was 9. So for 9 years, I know I had a daughter. And that's totally soapy and everything, but I did not know. That's when I found out. I got a phone call. I didn't know I had a sister either until she was 15. And my mother didn't know she had a sister until 2 years ago when I did DNA on Ancestry.com. And mother's in her 70s. So things happen, folks. Things happen. And they can take years and decades to come out. So that stuff is for real. I'm just saying it's for real. So I'm saying, so that's why I say it's kind of like, I get if you see something on screen, you're like, that's it. But I'm like, if it's written really well, even if I saw it on screen, it's written really well, I'll still follow it too on some level. But like, if there are things that are off, yeah, yes, Holly was held hostage since 2020. She was hiding out from Victor in 2023 until she returns to the Greenland adventure. Exactly. So she was not around. She was held hostage. I mean, they said it to us. So I'm like, so now let's fill in the blanks. So I just wonder, can you fill in the blanks with new story? Yes, it's shocking. Frank and I admit we were told, I mean, did not see that coming. What? And I was like, Sasha and Holly, but they kind of look alike a little bit. Oh, you let's look at it. I mean, they're both beautiful. But I was just like, okay, well, let me see. I have my arms folded. I was like, okay, tell me a story. Give me a story. And then they're telling us a story. So, and again, because of the Holly's con nature, this will be very interesting. I think it's very interesting because this could be true, not true. I mean, it could be anything. And
Yeah,
that's
it makes sense why Sasha, even at her worst of times, would not have thought to reach out to Holly
yeah, they're
because
not close.
she didn't want anything to do with her.
Clearly. She was like, I want to do it. She was like, let's get this test done so I just get her away from me. That's her motivation. It's like, this is prove her. I love it. It's like, we're not pussyfooting around. Let's just get it done and then be done. That's what she thinks. Now we'll see what happens. If she is or not. I
Uh,
know.
I hope she is, because why not? I
I'm
mean,
same here. Why? I'm sorry. And her and Cody breaking up, who cares? I mean, I can't deal. They stay together. Break up. I'm like, I don't think it's the end of the world. I
no.
wait a think. I don't think it's the end of the world.
And yeah, that doesn't mean that uh, she will never leave the show or the character will not be written off.
Right?
But I just feel like when you have some stronger ties to, legacy characters or families, at least odds are your character will live on of sorts. So, uh,
Yes.
and you get, so, I mean, that's not to say like, I mean, like Sky, she's, still at least, name checked, even if she's
Yep.
not around.
Yep. Whenever they do the votes and stuff for Cutie mentioned Sky and this and so on. So
Yes.
that Proxy has it like they say, okay, I got so and so and so and so. But like for me with the Spencers, I mean, they're all back. I mean, I'm glad that Lucas got to meet Homer. It's like I'm Lucky's cousin. I'm Lucas. Oh, okay, good. They get to meet and talk about Lulu's her his cousin also, and I like it. I think it's just that it's they're rebuilding some of the core families, I think, and maybe the ones you want. I guess I don't tell you, but they're. I feel like I maybe I'm in a minority. When we're our first time, I feel like the show is actually on a better trajectory than it was before. That's just me, and I just think it's. I mean, I don't like every single storyline, but like I stopped watching Bold. I'm not watching Bold Beautiful right now. I think it's horrible. So I'm not watching. I don't like any of the storylines. I stopped doing the after show and everything because I'm just not a fan right now. And I'm gonna wait and see if it comes back to where I can start watching it again. And that's what you can do. You don't like the show? Stop watching it. I told you, that's what I tell people all the time. Stop watching it. I still support the actual show itself and the people who work there and all that kind of stuff. But right now, the storyline, none of them interest me. None to me, I think to me, they're not, none of them interest me. And I'm like, but this show, to me, it's way better than it was 6 months ago. It was way better than it was a year ago. So I don't know. I'm actually excited to watch the show every day and see what they're gonna do next.
It's a nice feeling to have, for sure. I mean, more so than like dreading it, or
Right,
like, you're sitting there on a Friday, like, oh, I got 5 episodes I got to watch.
right,
Okay, here we go.
right. No, we've done that, Frank, over the
Oh,
years.
yes.
There's some moments I had to go, oh, I gotta watch this show. And we do it. Some of you guys who with me with Edition Days, we had the elephant story years ago. Ugh. Tony and I and Mark J. Freeman, that was a rough storyline for us to go through for years.
Oh no. Did we freeze again? Am I frozen?
Have fun with these shows. Oh, you're back. Okay, we used to have fun with these shows, but I'm just telling you, I'm actually excited with the show right now. Right now, I have very few complaints with the show right now. More Ashford's, yes, we have more of that. A few other characters more of, but I feel like they're trying to go a right direction. I feel like they're trying to go a really good direction.
Yeah. Um, no, I'm enjoying it. I mean, yeah, so let's hope these next few weeks and how they kind of resolve the Sasha and Holly stuff, and how they handle the big thing will be how they handle Sam stuff. I'm down for like a murder mystery,
Yeah.
especially something like this where it is kind of almost out of the blue. So I mean, which I guess works to the show's benefit because they could be anybody. So the show's got some freedom in how they want to write this. But if it does turn out to be a murder mystery, I would be intrigued, especially if you're getting like Lucas and Dr. Gannon kind of at the forefront. It's nice to be able to give those a new character and a returning character who's never really had much chance in the spotlight to have a kind of a pivotal role.
Also, we got Heather. They're going fast. They're going fast. So
Yeah,
let's see
I
what
mean,
that turns out.
when you see her in the opening credits, I mean, you feel like, well, she's going to be around for a bit. So I guess it makes sense that she gets out, because otherwise, what's the point? If she's always in jail the whole
All right.
time, we would not see her enough to kind of like see her as part of on the part of the opening credits.
And that will cause some soapy goodness.
Ugh,
That,
I'm sure
that's
she's going to be insufferable at that
of
point.
course, that's her point. I think Nina's just they're rotating people, so they give Nina was on for a long time. They're giving her a little time off, I think.
Don't worry, as it gets closer to election day,
Yeah, Nina will be back.
yeah.
Nina will be back. I just think yeah, it all feels good as far as direction and lots of surprises. The bonus, I agree. Um, I agree. Nina's helping Drew and trying to keep her away from Bill. Yeah, so she'll be back. Yeah, and Stephen Lars is visiting this week, so it'll be good. So, folks, I have some bad news to tell you guys. Not bad news for me personally, professionally, but for you guys. The next 2 months will be off and on. It's that time of the year, of course. We do this all the time at this time of year. But I have a lot of work coming up that I got, and I'm gonna be out of town a lot. And many of my Sundays, so I gotta tell you this. This is our last show until December on Sunday. But here is something that could happen, you guys. If I have time during the weeknight, like I mean, when Sam dies, we probably have to come on at some. I gotta figure some time. We gotta figure that out. So Frank and I will be talking. We still gonna talk. We're still friends. We're gonna talk off camera. And let's see, ghost me until December. We're gonna try to see if we did it once before you guys showed up. We had you guys really showed up. We might do it during the week review. So just keep that in mind, because I don't want to be away from Frank that long either. So just happens my weekends are just like they're just eating up. So just make sure you follow us, JHM Spotlights on Facebook, or just JLJ Media everywhere else. James Jr. Follow us, follow Happy Go Jackie, of course, to see if we talk about when and where we are. So I might try to do because the show is good right now, but just that, like I said, during the weekends I am completely booked with work. I know it's crazy, but December 1st we'll be back for sure. And then we have a couple dates in December, and then we're back in January. But it's just that time of the year. Also, it's the holidays too. But for me, literally, it's work. I literally will not be. I will be in a town where I have very little cell service and everything, so I won't be able to. We won't be able to do it. And so those days I'm actually traveling, so I'm not going to be. I'll be on a plane or something, so I will not be able to do it.
You don't want
So
to do it while we're on the plane, James?
I always want to do it when I'm on the plane. Right. Oh, you mean? Oh, you mean the show? Yes. Oh, I think it's, oh, that's something totally. That's something totally different. Oh, it's something totally different. I know it's crazy, you guys. But before we go, of course, Frank, your emails, they want to know. They want to
Uh,
know.
there you go. Well, hopefully, we have a nice night shift between now and December.
Yeah, I think we got it. We good. We good.
Oh,
Over there. 311,576. 311,576.
here we go.
Flobo doesn't watch soaps, folks. Sorry, he can't. James, I'll step for you in with Flobo, cover you with Frank. He don't do soaps. Flobo don't do soaps.
Flobito keeps his soapiness to the wrestling ring.
Yes, he does. And so Frank knows Flobo. They just shows together after us. He knows who Flobo is.
Oh,
Um,
he's a
yes,
dream.
so yes, but just stay tuned. We might have something during the week, one of these in November, because I really don't want to wait that long to do another show. Plus, I think when Sam dies, we'll have to come online. We're gonna have to come online and talk about it sometime. But it'll be in the evening, and we'll work it out. It'll be a night shift. He said a night shift. It'll be a GH night shift.
Woo!
Doing that. Frank, any last words to the folks before I press the button?
No. Thanks everybody for watching. I know that this is kind of a last minute pivot, so it's so great that you guys took the time to assemble with us to talk about everybody's favorite city in New York.
Yes. And Flo is watching the Mets tonight. He is. I'm ready to console him if it doesn't happen. I already told him I'm ready to take care of him if it doesn't happen. We're going to be
Oh,
positive for him. They're going to tie it up so he needs to have one more day to chance to go on. We'll
but if
see.
not, James will swaddle him
I'll
and
swallow like a baby. I'll
yes.
swallow him like a baby. Sorry, Dodger fans. We get this. I live in LA, so everybody's Dodger fan here. So I'm like, oh, it's kind of crazy. So yes, I'm surrounded by Dodger fans here. So it's just the eye candy for me. That's so funny. Jane said X-Men is basically a soap. Is X-Men a soap?
Certainly the animated series got a lot of soapy elements in there, James.
I like the theme song. Whatever, Eric, I know it. Folks, we love you guys. We'll